41 minutes. That's how long it took the Uvalde shooter to buy the 2 assault rifles and the hundreds of rounds of ammunition he would use in the Robb Elementary massacre. We obtained this video from Oasis Outback in Uvalde. You see the teen shooter make 3 trips to the gun store just days after turning 18, which is the legal age to buy these guns in Texas. We showed these clips to some of the parents who lost their children inside Robb Elementary. They were shocked at just how quickly the gunman was able to get his weapons.
It's irritating that those 41 minutes cost my son the rest of his life.
Brett Cross lost his son Uzziah Garcia. He and parents of other Uvalde victims are now advocating to change the age limit to purchase these weapons from 18 to 21. They were in Austin just a few days ago.
Had he not been able to purchase that gun, my kid would still be here. 18 other kids would still be here. 2 teachers would still be here.
Javier Cazares' daughter Jackie was killed inside her classroom on May 24th. He says the goal here isn't to take guns away.
I'm a gun owner myself, but there has to be sensible laws.
Some parents are also pushing for a 30-day waiting period.
Watching that footage, I was like, if I didn't know who he was, I would have thought, hey, he's about to shoot up a school. I mean, just so stereotypical of the attributes.
Documents show other red flags were also ignored. We obtained copies of FBI interviews with people who knew the shooter. Their reports were alarming, carrying around a dead cat, threatening graphic violence, telling friends they'd be seeing him in the papers.
In this case, we have someone who's marginalized, has difficulties with friendships, has difficulty losing in online games, and poor emotional control.
This is Dr. Philip Resnick, a forensic psychiatrist who specializes in violence risk and school shooters at Case Western University in Ohio. He says school shooters are planners, and that allows time for intervention. But the people on the other end of these messages stayed quiet. Nothing was ever reported.
The warning signs, clearly, when you put them all together, were strong in retrospect, but also in common with other cases I've seen, you have people who say, I thought he was joking, I never thought he would do it.
But the turning point, Resnick says, is when the shooter sent this picture of his receipt, proof he bought the weapons.
It's one thing to talk about it, but an actual step toward accomplishing it, such as the purchase of guns, is really a red flag.
Resnick says reporting these red flags is key to preventing another tragedy. Parents like Cross and Cazares are urging you to have these conversations in your own households before it's too late.
You have to have these conversations, because if your child sees somebody talking like our shooter did and doesn't say anything, and then he goes and shoots up the school, what do you think that's going to do to them? That's going to affect their mental health, knowing that they had a chance to say something and stop it.
Districts across Texas have implemented anonymous forms and community portals to make it easier to report concerning behavior. Others use social media monitoring apps to watch for threats. But the most important resource is you.
People should get it by now that it's not right. You gotta look for those signs and speak up. You hear something, you see something, say something.